Just went past the Lutsen General Store, which means it's time to take a left here at Superior Caribou Trail. Okay, we're getting really close now. Taking a lot of turns, it's getting really pretty, a lot of really cool places. And here we are, now we're in Sawmill Road. Private drive, no outlet. We're just looking for Hillside Drive. It should be up on the right. Here we are, and that's exactly what I was expecting to see. Caribou Hillside. Private drive. Isn't that fancy? And this is it. So we're just kind of creeping along here. It seems pretty vacant. That's what I would have expected. That's a sign right there. Timber Wolf for sale. So let's together find out how treacherous this can be. Let's see. Put it in 4-wheel drive. Let's go. Reminds me of, I don't know, you can't really see it that well, but it reminds me of some of the places that we took the van, so it can't be that bad, right? Oh yeah. There it is. All those maple taps everywhere. All right, here we are. Gonna try to just do a slow pan because I'm standing right in the middle of the clearing. So clearly somebody's got their shop set up here, kind of got their stuff all over. This is where the house site would be. Obviously a really small house site would probably clear a little bit more, but it's a good start. Definitely. Hitting a little bit more of a wide angle, standing off to the side. Right there. It's like about a 30-foot by 30-foot square. And then just kind of like a circle drive. Circles around there. And you can see if we follow down here. It's going to be hard to see in this video, but I'll try to point it out. The driveway takes a S. Follows right on my finger, and you can see it pop out right there. Takes another little curve S down there. Pops out. Get down the road. If you kind of walk down this driveway here, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just where we came up. There's a little spot right there. It's like a little pull-out. I think that would be where they would clear out for maybe like a garage or something. They said that they did, but I don't really see it. I don't see what they're talking about. Maybe that's all they meant right there. Just something, this little thing for a garage. And then down the way, a bit bumpy. Driveway's definitely not perfect. Doesn't seem all that well engineered, but also doesn't seem like a top priority at the moment. There it is. It just S's around and then out right there onto the road. It looks like they lost, or we, if we were to buy this, lost one of the biggest pine trees on the property. It's down. And I do think it looks pretty fresh. Based on the looks of that, it's green. And that snap looks pretty fresh. Who knows if it was high winds or what. It doesn't seem dead, but I'm no expert. Look at that. I can see how it snapped there. Oh yeah, lots of rot. Okay, well, didn't have much life in it anyway. But that's a shame. I saw that on the Google Earth. Thought that was going to be a cool one, but it seems as though... It sure seems like I found where the buried electrical is. It doesn't seem natural that there's a gap where there's no trees right here. And if you follow this line, it goes all the way the other direction out there. And of course, you see right there is an electrical box. So my guess would be that if we were coming in with electrical, it'd be coming in off the back of the lot here. And we'd run it right down to the property down there. All right, there's that property line staked in the ground right there. Now, I cannot even see where I parked. It's definitely giving me a strong sense of the scope and size of this property just by looking at where I'm standing with this stake and how far away the other corner of the property is. Now, what you can kind of make out right up here, if I zoom in, you can see glimpses of it. That house, that's the neighboring property. One of the few houses. If I zoom back out, you can see how far that actually is away from where I'm at. About that far is how far away that I parked. So we're just gonna take a quick walk, and you can see, you'll walk with me here from this stake back down to where we parked just to get a sense of how far away it really is. So here we go. All right, here we go. Back to civilization. I'll put up on the screen just how far of a walk that really is, because that's not even the whole property. That's just to get back to this part of the property here where we parked. So about a 2-minute walk through the woods. Nothing crazy, but could be fun with some dogs playing around. I mean, wouldn't really need to take a walk. You could just kind of let them rip. Now for some more, I guess, detailed thoughts about the site itself. You kind of come up. This would be the first thing you see when you kind of park, and the way it is, I mean, it probably needs a lot of gravel to make this a little bit more stable and maybe some drainage, but it does kind of seem like we're at a high point on the property right here, meaning things would drain around it, but right here they wouldn't get standing moisture. And so I can see why, looking at the contours, it kind of slopes off the hill up there, down and flat. Over here, it's kind of flat, and then it drops back further down over the remainder of the property, and there's a good buffer between like right here where it starts to drop off, so we wouldn't need like retaining wall or anything right there. And then right here, it just kind of, it's again at a high point, kind of a flat plateau right around here, right where this house would be if there was a house here. And then you can see it during winter months where the leaves are gone, Caribou Lake down there. So we're really overlooking kind of a huge drop off, and you can see across. Those are the tops of some really cool hikes. I've seen some cool photos from the tops of those hikes. Kind of go around the block here, And the block, right? This is the neighborhood, but I can tell you right now, I can't see that house, which I know is right up there, our next door neighbors, and there's no leaves. I wouldn't be able to hear them even if they were yelling, just because of how far away they are. Now, if this place was covered in leaves, you'd be 100% secluded. You'd have no idea we were on 5 acres or 500. And the property line is closer on this side, but it drops off. So even if they built a house, you'd look right over it, and you'd still be able to see that lake. But yeah, that Biffy right there comes with the sale, so that would be ours. Not that that's really anything to like write home about, but we would have it. And I don't think they're taking this with them. So we got a little fire pit, some logs, looks like maybe an axe, or at least an axe handle. It's ready for the fire, actually. Looks like that's what they thought too. Kind of cool. Got lots of wood where they were, I guess, starting to clear. Kind of just strewn about, but nothing that we can't take care of in a weekend. Lots of firewood, I know that. These are all over the property. Dozens of them. And the neighbor said that they own 30,000 taps, and that's how they made their living. It's making maple syrup. So we could definitely make a lot of our own maple syrup right with this property. All right, gonna take it down the driveway so you can see the exit. No Volkswagen is getting out of here, that's for sure. Let's go like we're taking a walk with the dogs here around the block. And that's the only other neighbor. There's 3 houses built. Just to the right is where the National Forest land starts. So I'm just filming the land that connects to the National Forest. I'm not seeing any sort of trails, but one could pretty easily muck through there, especially with the dog in tow, and get over to like Ward Lake, the other National Forest land. It looks like it clears up a little here though, once you get past this initial brush. You're just walking through woods. And then before long, the property changes to private property, and that's where you see here. This is there's only 2 houses built up here, and this is the other one right there. So you can see that one's pretty nice. It's pretty beautiful. It's like a bunkhouse almost. Well, pretty fancy for a bunkhouse, but just a cabin, I suppose. Pretty sweet. Overall, I think this is a great opportunity because all 20 of these are meant to be developed, and that there's clearly a lot of intent to develop, but they haven't been developed yet, so the prices are lower because it's just land. But 10, 20 years from now, where there's significantly more houses built up here, I can see this becoming a pretty hot commodity. This is a beautiful, beautiful and secluded area. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with this, and the fact that it's private, HOA does add to it from a value standpoint. Not trying to get sold completely on it. Here's where Rena, who's one person I spoke to, is currently in the process of clearing out, developing, and you can see they are definitely making a lot of progress on that. Cleared out just like that, ready to go. I wish that our driveway, our potential driveway, looked a little bit more like that. It's a little too steep. Just gonna hit it from the other angle here. This part of the driveway is, I'd say, pretty professional. It's just where it darts up to the right and then back over to the left that I think it's a little bit problematic, but I think with some proper drainage, some more gravel, and maybe some big boulders right there holding back that erosion, there's a lot of potential here. Now for get some footage coming out of the development, just so you can see it coming from the other direction. I love how you can see a lot of sky. That just shows how high up we are and how it kind of drops off into the lake. So I'm just gonna drive over here and you can see just how close we are to that Caribou Lake. Not sure the best way to access it if we wanted to go kayaking, but I think probably just through the public lands would be easiest. Either that or make friends with the person who owns right here, because these properties are lakefront, the ones that I'm filming at right now. They just go right down to the lake. Now I know you can't see it through the trees, but it's there. It's over there. So like this person, for example, owns property right on the lake. Stunning places too, I will say. All right, off to the next one, I'd say. This is something I didn't get on the way in. I was looking forward, but coming off the hill from that property is gorgeous. The lake is visible. We're just coming off of a humongous hill. I can't imagine what this would look like in the fall. This is insane. You're kind of just like gliding down.
Makes sense to like, there's not so many times coming in.